This is Tom's World Beer Tour, a podcast story featuring Tom Bowman and Tom Bradley. Now, crack one open and let the tour begin.
This is a pretty tasty little beer here.
This is interesting.
It's
growing on me.
What did you call him? The poor roadie, the lousy roadie, the bad roadie?
Well, he's always been known as the bad roadie.
Bad roadie.
And I tried to tell him a few weeks ago that we should change your name to Bad Roadie, and he said, "Nope, I like Bad Roadie."
Good roadie.
First of all, he's going to be Bad Roadie until he understands that. And if you don't have a microphone in front of your mouth, it doesn't fucking matter when you talk.
You said when you wanted to call him Bad Roadie, and he said, "No, I want to be Bad Roadie." And I'm like,
I'm
wow,
sorry.
Man.
I've had a day.
You've had a day. I've had a day. We've all had.
Day.
Hey, man, here's to having a day. And
so, yes, I asked him if he wanted to be called the good roadie, and he said, "No, I prefer Bad Roadie."
It sounds good.
And the way things are going, because he doesn't understand the audio chain, which is if you don't have one of these in front of your face, one, we can't hear you very well.
Yeah, but he also knows.
And it's very distracting.
He also knows if he chimes in, I hear him through my right ear, open to the air.
And then you go
here.
like this.
And when he laughs, it makes me laugh. And so I
think what happened was, he can't hear us, but I think what happened was we put him on the show that one time, and he got a taste.
He got a taste of it
and
all.
Now and rightfully so, he looks good, he sounds good, he's very intelligent, he's a good guest. So, like, if
we're actually worried about him if he was to come on, that he would actually take things over. For us.
If one of us was ever sick,
go on.
Then we could, he could
bring
fill
him on
in.
here, let him do this. We have a couple of things I want to make sure we get out right now. Number one, in our section of the world, it's hotter than a witch's, and I don't even know why we go to a witch. I don't even know what that is.
A witch?
A witch's tit in a brass bra.
Yeah.
Have you ever worn a brass bra?
Not on purpose.
Have you ever had to finagle your way into a brass bra?
No.
Okay.
No, right. I have not.
So how do we know how hot it is for a witch's tit in a brass bra? Do they even exist? I've never been up late at night and like, folks, I got something now on Home Shopping Network. We got a brass bra you're not going to believe. This is made like chain mail. You're going to see some flexibility with this brass. It's going to cup. It's going to separate. It's going to lift.
Did you moonlight once on QVC? Is that how you know how to do this?
I could do some
You've
of that.
done a lot in your radio career. My question is, have you ever had to go on some local type QVC at like 11:30 at night to hawk some product because you're a local celebrity?
God's sakes, you're not far off from it, because in the major markets, I was working with an NPR affiliate.
NPR.
No, it was PBS.
Welcome to NPR.
No,
this is the kind of music you listen to when you want to go to sleep. Hello there. We're going to debate the topics today.
It was KETC Channel 9 out of St. Louis.
Oh, like a PBS thing.
And they were doing the PBS, and it was the fundraiser, and they put stuff on there for sale.
Right.
Interesting. I said the brass bra. I said now we have a candle bra that is up.
In other words, not a candelabra.
Yeah. And I had somebody laughing out of the corner. I go, what's going on there?
Wait, didn't Madonna have a candle bra for that tour that one year?
She did. They actually were in flames.
They were there, and they were like...
You could light her nipples, and they were in flames. No,
you know how great that would be?
It's a candelabra.
For guys that love cigars, to have a candle bra, you have the cigar, and you just simply, as it starts to go out a little bit, you just go... Put your head down like this, and and then you relit
it would
again.
be the candle bro.
And some of the guys I know that smoke cigars need a bra.
Yeah, and it might need
Just
to be.
saying.
If this is the direction of today's show,
hey, how come our guest? I think our guest left. No, he really didn't.
Don't say that.
Kidding. He didn't leave.
We have a couple of things. Number one, this is a guest we've been trying to get on for some time.
Yeah,
and he's very, very, very busy.
Number
two.
Busy.
Number two. I know. Number two, he's also highly involved with my family.
He is just one last step away of being in your family.
My family. This is my future son-in-law. So I want to get that out there. And then the next thing is, you and I have been insanely busy. You have something really cool going on this collegiate football season, which I know we've mentioned before. I want to get into it again after our guest tonight. Okay?
I'm also trying to line up each of those people separately down the line to be on our show.
To be guests. These are internationally recognized sportscasters.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that after we have our conversational beer with our guest. The other thing I want to mention is we're so damned busy, we have to take off next week.
Yeah.
There will not be a show.
No. So check your local listings.
I hear the screams and
no
the crying.
Tom's World Beer Tour. So here's the thing. Let me remind you, because this will help you. You can watch us on Facebook. You can like and follow us on Facebook. That way you know when we do new episodes.
That's right.
But here's the thing. We're off next week. If you've missed an episode, we're off next week. Go back a little ways. They're all there. You can go back and watch every single episode we've ever done on
don't
Facebook.
Don't freaking complain to me. Do your homework.
It's there on YouTube.
We've given you a chance.
Yeah, it's also the podcast version is also there. So wherever you listen to podcasts, like podcasts, subscribe to podcasts, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, all those places, you can go back into the archives and go, you know, I missed that one with so-and-so or whatever. Or maybe, hey, this one was my favorite. I'm going to listen to it again.
Right. Let me just say this before we bring on our guest. I have an entrepreneurial spirit, and I've acted upon that, and I've launched a lot of stuff in my life. It doesn't matter if you say we're going to do something this Saturday and you put something together, or in 6 months, or I'm going to build a business.
Yep.
All of that is of the same spirit.
Right.
I've heard people talk about all kinds of stuff. I then it's like 100% they talk about it. About 10% or less, they actually go in and do something about it. Probably 3%. They actually go into. Our guest today is going to talk about something I've never heard anyone talk about starting before, ever.
No. I mean, this area, people like it.
Yes.
There's a lot of fans for it at certain levels of life, right? Younger people, teenagers, high school, college, and it usually trails off around college.
Yes.
But this will be impressive, so I'm looking forward to this.
But to do something like this,
Yeah.
what this guy has started up is absolutely amazing. If
I
you're
agree.
ready for the conversational beer music,
I think you can bring it on.
Start bringing that up right now. Now, again, this is the music that is just a simple. That's what we're looking for. When are you going to get out that trombone and start piecing it together?
It's in that room, right over there.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for our conversational beer, we'll introduce the beer in a moment, but for our conversational beer, my future son-in-law,
There he is.
Clayton Melrose of, among other things, Great Plains Box Lacrosse League, which we see the GPBLL on your shirt over there. The Great Plains Box Lacrosse League. Good day to you,
correct.
sir.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Good day, sir.
Good day.
So can I ask this first question?
Yeah.
So, Clayton Melrose, is your middle name like Excelsior or something? It's got to be something grand, right?
What?
It starts with a G.
Do you like the name Clayton? Is that what it is?
No, I like Clayton Melrose is a very stately name.
Uh-huh.
Hello, I'm here to handle your hedge fund. My name is Clayton Melrose.
He could probably do that.
So I think
He could pull that off.
Excelsior would be a brilliant middle name, and if it's not your middle name, you should change it immediately.
What is your middle name?
George. So it's I've been told it sounds like a president's name.
Clayton George Melrose. It doesn't. It needs to be 2 syllables. It doesn't quite go.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It needs to be
Excelsior
Clayton
needs to be there.
Boom, boom.
Aloysius
A 3
Melrose. Yeah. So
Aloysius.
Clayton Aloysius. That's 4.
There was an Aloysius in our
Melrose.
family. There was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So listen. First of all, I know that you're very, very busy. Thank you for scheduling the time to do this with us. You're in the season right now, right?
That we are, yes.
Okay, and we'll start talking about the fundamentals of how it came about and everything else in a moment. But how many teams are in the Great Plains Box Lacrosse League?
So we currently have 6 teams.
All right,
So
and
we have a team in Sioux Falls.
no,
South
give me their
Dakota.
names also.
Ah, yes, the Sioux Falls Stealth.
The stealth.
Yes, we have the Kansas City Smoke, representing that barbecue side.
Oh, the
We have
barbecue
the,
side. Oh, I wasn't sure if it was that or
yeah.
the dispensary
It
side.
gets, yeah. That
You know,
comes
it could
up
be
quite a
both.
bit.
You could start with the dispensary and you end up at the barbecue joint. That's how
True.
that works.
That's
That's
true.
2 sponsorships in one.
Right. St. Louis, Missouri Mastodons.
Gotta love that.
That's IPFW college is also the Mastodons. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Mastodons.
You talk about a directionally challenged school.
And it's all-
Indiana.
yes.
What did you say?
Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne is the school. IPFW.
They got like a 6-month certificate program you work
Yeah,
through?
I think we call it like ooey pooey or something, and then it's the Mastodons. Once again, I don't want to sidetrack this. I'm just saying
Yeah.
there's a college
Gotcha.
Mastodons. not
I
too
love
far
the
away.
Missouri Mastodons. I think that's great.
Yeah.
What else you got there?
We got the Chicago Outlaws.
Makes sense.
Yep, Milwaukee Muskies. And the newest expansion team is the Madison Milkmen.
God, I love that one. I love the Madison Milkmen.
They-
Are the
They
logos
they
like
deliver.
wow wow there you go.
He's got it.
He's gonna fit
He's
your
got it.
family just right. And I should also say this. It's not like this is the first time we've ever been around Clayton. You've been around Clayton a lot.
For years, yeah.
I've been around Clayton a number of times.
Yeah.
I know exactly what we were getting when you said Clayton's coming on.
Well, look, he's quick, but he's also very dry. And he's also very, very busy, and he's got a full career,
That's right.
and then chose to do this thing. What is your title with your league?
So my title, I mean, obviously owner, and then general manager. So
Owner,
I mean, it
general
kind of gets.
manager. Are you in
brought
like
into,
the?
like, the
Are you in the
commissioner
equipment
role as well.
closet? For those of you that are watching right now and can see Clayton, are you like in the equipment closet of your locker room? Where are you?
No, this is my office. This is my my dungeon here. Essentially, I'm in my basement where I have no windows around me and no perception of what time it is or if there's still daylight right now.
No, it's 11:30 at night when we.
How
take this.
how many hours a day do you spend down there in your office?
Too many.
Is it like it's a work day of 8, 10, 12 hours?
Yeah, but beyond 10, probably 12, 14.
Good God. We won't talk about your full-time job, but I got to say, if anybody likes baseball or they like hockey, you got the St. Louis Blues rug behind you there, you like football, who the hell comes up with the idea of starting a league at this level? First, let's talk about what is box lacrosse.
Oh, wait, this is different than regular lacrosse?
Ask him.
Oh, yeah.
Clayton, what's the difference between regular lacrosse and box lacrosse?
So box lacrosse is going to be more similar to hockey in the sense that it's played in a rink. So field lacrosse is what you would see for your high school, college.
Big
youth
field.
stuff. Yes. So you're going to play on like a football field for that.
Right. So this is like indoor. This is like the equivalent of like indoor soccer.
Essentially, yes. But it's more in line with what hockey would be. So you play on a rink basically without ice. So if you don't have, roller rinks essentially, or if there's turf in there.
So if there's not turf,
turf.
are some people playing on hard surfaces?
Yeah, they're playing on concrete.
So it's like when I was in high school, we used to
gotta
play
be
floor
kidding me.
hockey. This is like floor hockey when I was in high school.
I played that with
played
like
floor
some
hockey.
kind of a puck or
we
a
had
ball.
we had a puck or a ball and regular hockey sticks,
And
but
you
we played
ran.
in the basketball court.
Yeah.
And you check people into like those oversized porcelain, water fountains.
That kind of hurts.
Dude, I did that. I broke 3 ribs. Swear to God.
Good Lord.
Broke 3 ribs.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It sucked.
Lacrosse is
Did you-
badass.
It is a fun sport. It's a good way for guys to release aggression. Get out there and compete.
Right.
I just want to know, Tom, did you get an A in PE when you broke that?
Oh yeah, we all did, man. We all did. That was the one class I got an A
You
in.
had to, right?
So my question is that the lacrosse field is really, really big. Normal lacrosse field.
Yep.
How much smaller is it? 50%? Is it 70? How much smaller is the box lacrosse?
In terms of the field, I can get you an illustration, and that's kind of like they've got somewhere you can compare.
Yes, I would
the
like
ice
some
rink
schematics
to
to be emailed to me later for follow up. That'd be great.
Yeah, I have to follow up. But it's about it's going to be like 200 feet by 85 feet.
Okay. And then does the
to
amount
give
of
you kind of
players
a-
on each side change because it's box versus an open field?
Yeah, so that can play at one time, yes.
Okay.
So you're going to have 5 guys similar to hockey with a goalie, so 6 guys in total per team.
Sweet.
Whereas in field lacrosse, you're going to have 10 guys.
Yeah, there's a lot less. Oh, by the way, we never did open our conversational beer.
No, this happens every week. We get
chatting.
because I always thought we would open the show, introduce the conversational beer, introduce the guest, and at some point that completely changed, and we got caught up in the guest and not the beer.
Well, we just didn't have things planned.
Maybe we're going to name the show Tom's World Guest Tour from now on because we're not drinking beer.
I did tell you that what we were going to be having. Do you have a beer, Clayton?
I do.
What do you have?
So I got the Chiefs Kingdom here. I had to represent here with their blonde ale.
Is there an official beer for the lacrosse league?
Not yet, no.
What?
Yep. That's,
We'll have to find one for you. You don't. I got
you got it?
I got you taken care of over there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think you're a good idea. Yeah, Clayton is visiting with us out of Kansas City, and we are going to have from Dogfish Head the 60-minute IPA.
Cheers.
So there you have that.
Clayton, cheers.
I'm sorry. Bad Roadie needs one also.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Hold on.
Apologize
Nobody can
for
see the
that.
bad roadie. He's off to the side.
Let me get mine together.
The best
as well.
roadies are not seen and not heard.
Cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
Clayton, here you are.
Beautiful. So, all right. Tom probably knows the story better than I do, so I'm going to ask this question. At what point in your busy life, you're out, you got a career, you have a fiance now, which, by the way, that was a beautiful way to do it. I saw pictures.
The proposal.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
At what point do you go, you know what, I don't have enough shit in my life. I'm going to start a professional sports league on the side. What drives that? And was that pre-proposal, post-proposal? What's going on there?
Yeah, so this is something I started pre-COVID, which, was amazing that we were able to pull off last year. So pre-proposal here, in terms of everything. Obviously it's something that I found is lacking, and I think it's something it's important to me to grow the sport within the Midwest.
Right. Did you play? I assume you played lacrosse, high school, college.
Yep.
Okay.
I was the head coach at the University of Missouri there for 3 years.
You were the head coach at Mizzou for lacrosse?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
at lacrosse, that is a club sport at Mizzou.
Yep. But that's still pretty serious.
And hell yes, it is. And you've continued to coach at the high school level in the Kansas City area.
Yes, I do. I coach Rockhurst High School here, and we just won a state championship.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, look at that. I mean, you really, really love the sport. You're a big son of a bitch.
No, he is. I've stood next to him at like beer fest and stuff. He's a big. I mean,
you guys
I'm not
are
tiny.
both big.
Yeah, but
everybody's big.
I
next
played
to me.
lacrosse big. I'm just like I'm 52 big.
No, were you
it's different?
Were you a badass on the lacrosse field?
I guess you could say that in terms of just being able to physically. When I always played offense, so in lacrosse, basically, you put your biggest guys on defense. So it was me against, their biggest guys.
So you weren't the biggest guy on your team?
Not necessarily, no. Not always.
Jeez,
there's some guys that I'm 6'4". There were some guys that I played with that were 6'6", and,
and you got to be an amazing – because you were playing traditional lacrosse.
Yeah.
Which means,
I guess you could say that the box game is, in a sense, almost more traditional, but the sport in itself, yes.
But I mean, as far as conditioning, we think of like soccer players and lacrosse players. If you ever get a chance, you're rolling through TV and on ESPN 23 or something, there's always lacrosse on, which is great, and you throw it on and you watch it for a little bit, and you're like, I would be winded in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I want to understand the sport, and then I want to get into the entrepreneurial stuff of you actually deciding to launch a league. But, God, we've got to understand the sport more. Your scoring is higher than a soccer game, correct?
Oh, yes.
But the general play is kind of the same thing, right?
I guess in terms of general play is that you can basically transfer and go down. There's not offsides, essentially, other than the midline for the rink. So, in soccer, that transfers to anybody that's kind of ahead of the play.
Yeah,
so that's not the same. Like, you can have guys cherry picking and just launch the ball down to the other side of the rink.
No. The only thing that's good about soccer is the fact that they created Ted Lasso because of it. That's the only thing good about soccer.
But the offside call in soccer is about 90% of the people who are watching the kids play have no idea when it is truly offside and when it's not. But there is, except for the midline, there is no offside called in lacrosse.
And it's really not even an offside. It's more in line with basketball, where it's over and back. So once you establish possession on the offensive side on one half of the
rink, you can't go back.
So it's like basketball in that way.
Yeah. But you can carry it as long as you want to.
Oh, yeah. Well, in terms of, there's a shot clock. So you got 30 seconds or 20 seconds there to shoot. Within the half of the rink. So,
by the way, you don't know this, but your dog is casing your joint right now, trying to steal something. I'm watching this dog
looking around. Like,
so it's fast, which is great because listen, as Americans, the reason we hate soccer, generally speaking, is because there's not enough scoring. As Americans, as red-blooded Americans,
where's the home run?
We want to score.
Where's the touchdown?
Ladies love the long ball. We want scoring. We want high scores in basketball. We want to score ourselves. From? Oh, the Dodgers, the long ball. This.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Clayton. Gotcha. But anyways, at the end of the day, this is an exciting sport. But the equipment is fairly the same, right? You're still playing with the same that stick in a basket, right? It's probably got a better name than stick in a basket.
What kind of pads do you guys wear out there?
It's pretty intense. So there's actually more pads in box lacrosse than there is in field. So it's you're legally allowed to cross-check, where in field you're not. So you're able to it's more of a physical sport. So it's basically within, the offensive side of the zone, you're able to move people out of the way and really kind of dig into them with your stick. So,
and part of the reason for that with hockey is because you don't have the general out of bounds because you're just playing the wall, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, trying to clear that defensively and get that open space there. I mean, it's exciting also in terms of, relating to hockey as well, where, fighting is legal. So,
whoa. You mean
Yeah,
literally like
yes.
hockey until somebody hits the ground?
It just got good.
yeah. So that's where you get two sports in
All right,
one.
here's
I'm in.
Here's
Dude,
for
I'm
that.
in. Hey,
Here's
guess
for
what?
that. It just got really
Hey,
good.
guess what?
Yeah.
We know somebody that can get us into a game.
I mean, if he can't get us into a game, who can?
That is.
I mean, let's be honest.
That is truly.
Hey, if we
amazing.
gave you 5 minutes, could you disappear and like come back all equipped? Like, would you have like a helmet on and pads?
Yeah.
And we would see all the gear?
I can do that in 2 minutes.
And
right
when's
behind me.
when's the last time you played?
2 weekends ago, I went up to Breckenridge and played in a tournament in Colorado.
Breckenridge.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my, hoity-toity.
Oh my
I think we
God.
give him 2 minutes and we let him come back and show us the gear. I swear to God.
In Breckenridge, they play on horseback. So much you got to understand that.
Well, they also do that, and they also play in like tea time too. It's like
They do that-
Breckenridge.
they do
Hello
that
there.
as
Come
well.
on out. We're gonna play.
That is wild. I love the idea of lacrosse, but I don't know it. How fast do you guys like? What is the speed of the ball when you pass it to each other or take a shot?
I mean, shooting it can be upwards of 90 to 100 miles per hour on shots.
And the ball is what's the ball
solid
made
rubber.
of? Solid
Solid
rubber.
Yeah.
It's like getting hit by a Goodyear tire with no give.
Is it just under the size of a tennis ball? How big is that ball,
It's about the same size as a tennis ball.
dude?
Solid rubber. So it's not. Does it have any cush at all?
It does. It's got a little give to it, but I mean,
Yeah,
you
your
get hit
skin
with a shot
gives.
like that. It's yeah, it hurts.
Good
Put it
God.
lightly.
Something tells me that it's a little bit like soccer, that on a big field you're not able to perceive it all from the stands.
Right.
But putting it into the box, putting it into the arena, that if you're on the sides of that thing through the plexiglass, this has got to be exciting as hell.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, our fans really enjoy it, and I think it's it's quick pace. It's down and back, and
Right.
the ball moves very fast, and you get a lot of opportunities. I mean, in terms of the scores and whatnot, where we're talking about high scoring games. The last game that I attended here that we just had last weekend, final score was 23-19.
Oh, dude, we're in. We're in.
23-19.
We
What
love that.
happens if they tie at the end of regulation?
They hit each other with sticks.
God, I'd be there.
So in the
Tie,
professional
tie.
league, they go to extra time, but we go to a 5-player shootout immediately.
What does that mean?
Which is
Is it like it's like penalty kicks?
essentially, yeah, it's similar to hockey as well, or soccer in that where you designate 5 people to go, and it's just one-on-one with a goalie coming in and taking your shot.
I love it.
What does the goalie have to protect the goal, and how big is the goal?
So the goal is going to be 4 foot by 4 by 9. So
4
it's,
foot tall
it's
and
a
9 foot wide.
4 foot, yeah, 4 foot by 4'9" wide.
Hey, stand up! I need to see 4 foot.
Wait a second. Did you say 4 foot by 4 feet 9 inches?
Yes.
Okay, so
So
it's almost it's like 4 by 5.
Oh.
And shut up! I'm not listening to you. So like about 4 by 5 feet. So it's a smaller goal than a hockey.
Yes.
What's hockey? 5 by 7?
I don't think it's that big.
I'm not positive. No, it's wider than that. It might be 5 by 9.
Yeah. It's
No,
five-
a hockey goal's not 9 feet wide.
Oh yes, it is.
No.
It's
No.
He's looking it up now.
I'm
He's looking
looking
it
it
up.
up.
It's
I
pretty
am.
big. Those goalies take up a lot of space.
You're thinking about a soccer goal is that big, not a hockey
soccer
goal.
goal's like 16 feet.
Yeah, but those Mickey Mouse gloves make it feel like it's a lot smaller.
Yeah, you guys are all looking it up right now. You guys look it up. I'm sitting
One
back drinking a
official NHL regulation hockey goal, 72 inches wide. That's 6
Yeah.
feet, my friend. By
Yeah,
48 inches high. That's you.
So it's
by
4'8".
22 inches across at the top.
So it's 4 by 6. Okay.
9
4 by
feet.
6.
Jeez Louise.
Sorry.
It
it's,
depends how big your goalie is and what it looks
Yeah.
like.
No, I'm with you.
For God's sake. Okay, so high scoring, real quick action because it's only the length of an arena rink, as opposed to a damn football field. It sounds like a fun game playing this box lacrosse. What the hell got you into the idea that you should start a league on this thing across the Great Plains, across the Midwest?
It was one of those where we're trying to grow the sport. I think it's something that from developing from the ground up, there's been proven. It's been proven for those that are in high school that are going to play collegiately NCAA. I think St. Louis a year ago or 2 years ago, pre-COVID, had 9 players going Division One, or 11 players, and 9 of them all played box lacrosse and were, very active in it. And it's something that really helps develop. It's in tight, it's close. You have to have very good stick skills. You have to be able to move and pick and pop. It's a lot more like basketball in terms of setting picks for one another and really using each other out on the field. And when you get out in a larger field after playing in tight like that, it translates so much better in terms of being able to share the ball movement and really getting your hands free to take shots and stuff. So,
all right.
With that stated, it's very good for development and trying to start it from the men's side, where we have access to build something for kids to look up to. There's a lot of good players, a lot of collegiate players. There's several Division I players in our league. It's something where having that to look up to and then grow the sport in the Midwest is just going to help lacrosse in general, whether it's field or box. So with that in mind, it was something where there was some teams starting, and I actually helped coach a team here out of Kansas City in a different league, and determined that there was kind of some different ways to go about managing and setting it up and running this where it'd be more conducive for the players and teams for sustainability long term. So
these are professional players. They're getting some form of payment to play.
At this time, technically no.
Okay.
Well, it depends on their team structure. I mean, it's semi-pro lacrosse at this rate.
Okay.
So I mean, it's
Gotcha.
not really full contracts or terms in that.
Right.
And really, these teams are building out, and depending on their funds and management through their general managers and everything is kind of how they're.
Well, there's a lot of semi-pro baseball out there and things like that, so this isn't
Yeah.
uncommon. So this box lacrosse really has been around. I guess in my brain, I'm thinking about, my daughter played volleyball growing up, and there was the regular volleyball season, and then the off season she played sand volleyball to stay in shape and things like that. So really, box lacrosse has been around for a while. It's something that you did separately from regular field lacrosse, right? This isn't new.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around, and I think the original game started in the 1930s for box.
Oh, so it's fairly new. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, the sport of lacrosse in terms of field lacrosse had been around for a very long time. Out in Onondaga and the Native Americans starting that sport. I mean, it's actually Canada's national sport, which a lot of people don't know is lacrosse. Everybody kind of thinks it's hockey. Yeah. If you look it up.
Did you know that Canada's
and so
lacrosse?
I didn't know that, but it is a Native American sport, is where it came from.
Yeah, traditionally that's where it started.
By the way, never forget this thing, and I learned this from Rambo, and so did you. It was Rambo 3. We in America, the indigenous people rising up, they played lacrosse, okay? But in the Middle East, they drug around dead goats on horseback and flung them across the field at each other. Yeah. You've seen it.
What is that called? Lagoat? What the hell is that
It's called Lagoat. You got it right. It's called Lagoat. You didn't see that in Rambo 3?
I missed that.
Grab the dead goat. Throw the dead goat. That's what they do. But you came up with this idea and started piecing this together to form a league across these great distances. These teams are traveling 200, 300, 500 miles to play each other.
Yeah. And it's something that's we're really excited about. I mean, we've made a partnership here with the professional league. They support us in a lot of different ways, and we have hopes of working with them closer here in the future. Because there really isn't necessarily a minor league at this point for the professional league. So it's something that we take very serious, and we're pushing for all of our players and really working to build out our our status and how well we compete in that high level. But it's something the teams do compete and travel very far to play each other at this time. I mean, it kind of depends. We like to host games at cities and not necessarily neutral sites, but kind of halfway points for some of our teams so they can play each other. They all kind of 4 teams will meet in one location on a weekend.
So like Kansas City and St. Louis, you just play in Columbia, and then we don't have to travel to see a game.
It'd be fine.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
Can we make that happen?
But at the national level, it's the National Lacrosse League, correct?
Yes.
And is theirs outdoor?
Yeah, no.
Is theirs an outdoor league?
No, it's indoor.
It is indoor.
Yeah.
So
the outdoor league is the PLL, which is the Premier Lacrosse League.
Okay. Does that mean that they're bigger? Which one? Is there a hierarchy to how it works out there?
In terms of fans and viewership, I mean, I guess for the sports and differences, I'm not really sure which one kind of takes the cake in terms of which one's larger.
But the NLL is the one that you've worked up a relationship with, correct?
Yeah, so they are the box.
And then you've done some stuff with working in some sponsorships, and give me an idea of some companies that you've worked with at that level also.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the biggest things here is, in trying to start this and making it, great for our teams and working together is to pull in a lot of great and sponsors for it. So New Balance does our jerseys as well as our footwear. So they are actually the only manufacturer of shoes that actually make a box lacrosse specific shoe. So in working with them,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and working with them, we have a great partnership there where they help supply our teams and players with that. We also have partnerships with Lax.com, who's an equipment vendor. They also do a lot of video production stuff.
Lax isn't like lacrosse, not like
yeah, Lax
X.
is the short term for lacrosse. Yeah.
Oh, just checking.
I'm sorry, like what?
Like X. Lax.
What do you mean
LAX?
X?
Like you're landing in LA.
Not X-Lax,
That's what I said. Lax.
nor Los Angeles International Airport, LAX.
Yeah, don't the cool people say, hey, man, not feeling so great. Throw me a Lax.
I don't know. Do they say that?
I'm just asking.
Who says that across the room? Not feeling good. Throw me a lax. Nobody
I don't
says
think
that.
I don't think that's the cool kids.
I don't think. Yeah. No. What table are you sitting at lunchtime?
I'm not in tables 1 through 10. I can tell you that right now.
You said LAX. LAX stands for lacrosse.
Yeah.
You say lax. It means lacrosse.
Yeah, that's the short term for it.
Okay.
In all
right.
transparency,
Abbreviated.
we actually, and this is going to be my next question. I have a media question for the president, owner, general manager of the league.
I like to call him the commissioner.
Let's call him the commish. Because at schools like Army, we actually broadcast lacrosse on air.
On Learfield?
Of course.
I
And
didn't know
guess
that.
what abbreviation we use on the broadcast calendar? LAX. I knew what he was talking about, but it's
I
not
didn't.
funny if you don't say X. All right, so here's my question, commish.
Mm-hmm.
What are the broadcast opportunities for this league? Could two guys who happen to have their own cameras and their own way of doing games maybe set up at a game and put one on the action?
You
and
don't
one
want
on
me
themselves?
calling sports. You don't
How
want me doing
fun
that.
would that be, though?
Look at that
for
guy's
you and
ass.
I?
What is he doing with
What
his
if
ass?
you and I called
Look,
one
he
of these
just
games?
scratched his ass. That's what I would be doing.
What if we just called one of these games? You could just be the analyst. I'll handle the play-by-play. You handle the analyst.
We always know what I'm going to be like. I'm going to be like the analyst on Best in Show. I'm the same thing.
I know. That's the whole
Why
point.
is she grabbing his nuts right now?
All right. Is there? Do you have a media partner at this point? Is it gotten to that level yet?
No, not yet. That's actually our next phase here. So, I mean, we do have, we've had, in our tournament, we've had individuals come and broadcast and do some things here for our playoffs and championship, I should say.
See?
For our regular season.
There's an opportunity.
But I think that'd be a phenomenal thing, and would fully support it. I think it'd be even better not having viewed it to see your initial reactions to what the sport is out there.
Right? I mean, we
have
understand
it live.
lacrosse, but, dude, first of all, you're talking about super high scoring. You're talking about the equivalent of hockey fights, which means it keeps going until somebody hits the ground, which I love.
I mean, there's no question that hockey is mean ass, but you have to be able to stand up on ice on skates. So most of us are like, oh, and we've fallen down. But wait a second, I'm in shoes on concrete, and I get to take
You're
a
in
stick.
special shoes.
Special shoes.
Special
New Balance.
shoes.
New
New Balance special shoes.
And I get to take a stick and be like, you son of a bitch. Whack. Can I hit somebody with a stick out there?
Yeah.
Well, you
We
say
could go in my backyard right now, and we could do this right. I got sticks back here. We could go out in the
All
lawn.
right, but wait a
and
second.
we
Wait a
could
second.
throw
Wait a
sticks.
second. On our first scenario, I want you to have somehow lost your stick. And then I get to be like, you're down, bitch.
Wait, when the guy turtles, that's over, right? As soon as he turtles, the fight's over.
Yeah, at the official's discretion. I mean, if you're gonna
shit.
cower it out, then yeah, that's
If you're going to cower it out,
Whoa.
look at that.
Whoa. No,
Look at that.
I'm not kidding. I think if they did a neutral site, Columbia, Missouri, St. Louis, Kansas City, brawl.
That'd be the Mastodons against the Smoke.
So smoked mastodon in Columbia,
All right.
and we put a camera on the field, and we do a little play-by-play.
Uh-huh.
Dude, come on, man. Tell me that's not amazing. Sorry.
Yeah.
that would be that'd be exceptional.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only,
yeah.
problem,
Does
the only problem is we need a rink there. You got an outdoor rink, but
Doesn't
Not
the MAC
necessarily
have an
conducive.
indoor like soccer thing that we could use?
yeah, it's not big enough.
Oh.
We used to take
How big do you need? I got a
Zoo in
good sized
there in the
backyard, man. It's flat with grass.
so it's standard NHL size. Is that what you guys need?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we need an arena, is what you're saying.
We need.
Jeff
we need
City
yeah,
has a
yeah.
Jeff City has an ice rink.
Washington Park Ice
We
Rink.
do.
Dude.
Do you want it? We'll get it for you.
Come on, we can get
guys.
it for you.
We'll do this.
We
thing.
can do it. We can do it. And we'll broadcast it. Tom's World Beer Tour box lacrosse.
Who else do you want as a sponsor? Because let's tip them off right now. Who do you want?
Beverage.
Working
Let's hit the big
Yeah,
categories. Let's hit
Yeah,
beverage.
Don't give
the
up
big-
something.
The beverage, yeah.
You need a beverage. Do you want a soft drink or do you want alcoholic?
Or an energy drink.
Or an energy
Thank
drink. Yeah, I mean, we're looking into Monster. That'd be an awesome, big supporter there. Also, AB, obviously being out of St. Louis and having a big presence there.
Yeah. AB actually has an energy drink under their deal.
Yes, we could get both from them.
Okay. We know some
Pursue
people.
that. Anheuser-Busch, we're coming for you.
Right.
And
So
you should be
basically,
happy about
box
that.
lacrosse wants Bush, is what you're saying.
I mean, I guess so.
All right.
If
One
you
of the
play
ones
well,
that I'm
you'll
looking
get it.
into here is Buffalo Trace as well. So basically, yeah, I know you got it behind
Hold
you.
on.
Now
I
he's
knew that
going
had to
nuts.
hit-
Now he's going nuts.
I know you'd be excited about that one. So
Dude, we're in.
basically, one of the things that we do is we're going to have a tournament team out of our league that's going to travel, and based out of that, he
That's
really
a very
wants some-
aggressive dog, by the way.
Yeah, he really wants.
Yeah,
some
that
attention
that
right
is
now.
Dewey the dog who's climbing up in Clayton.
Wait, is Dewey an oversized poodle? What the hell is that dog?
It's
Yeah,
a
he's
golden doodle.
He's a golden doodle.
Oh, there's no gold in that dog, though. It's
Yeah,
gray.
I know. He's got a gray.
It's a gray and doodle.
He's a wonderful dog.
He looks like it. He tried to steal shit earlier, man.
Go
I saw it.
go
off the
back
shelf.
to the Buffalo Trace. Why did
Yeah.
you
Right.
bring them up? What did you say about him?
Right. So our league, essentially in the Great Plains, we've kind of adopted the buffalo as a mascot for our overall, league. So for those players that we have at the top tier of our league, we want to kind of bring in a travel tournament team to play outside of our league, potentially going out of the country to play and things like that.
Is
and,
lacrosse being played internationally?
Oh yeah. There's box lacrosse all over.
On the
and there's
video,
there's a very large tournament in Prague that we're looking into here.
Dude, this is
Really?
the trophy
Traveling?
right here. This is the official
That is-
trophy. Those of you
I
that
like
are
that.
watching, this is my prized, free from 44 Canteen Buffalo Trace bar display. This could actually be the trophy.
do you always pet his ass like you were
It
just
wasn't
now?
his ass. I started at his head, but you don't want to leave it out. So
You got through the ass. He
I
was
didn't
petting the
start
ass.
here. I started up here. And I
You
worked my
spent
way
more
over.
time on the buffalo's ass.
Well.
I saw you hanging around his ass
I mean,
quite a bit.
it's a good looking ass.
No, I think that's a great thing, and you find those little keys that bring it together. The buffalo is the what you guys are using as your emblem for the Great Plains Box Lacrosse League, and so yeah, I think Buffalo Trace perfect. And you're probably not looking for big dollars right now, just the affiliations, I guess.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, some support here and there.
Got to cover costs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cover costs. I mean, jerseys, things like that, where we can kind of work out some deals, and then get advertising done on it. So a lot of our teams have, most of our teams have their own sponsors, and they partner with, different companies or entities. I mean, the Kansas City Smoke has a big one with the U.S. Army as a sponsor.
How are they not tied into one of the big barbecue joints like Kansas City Joe's?
Well, I
or
think they
something?
need bigger. I think they need bigger. So the U.S. Army is.
All right, let me ask you this. So
All right.
family entertainment is tough these days, right? You try to go to a Cardinals game, try to go to a Chiefs game. It is not cheap to go to a big, giant professional game.
Right.
That's why in a lot of these markets where there's minor league baseball, it's really popular because it's a nice night out for your family. If I'm going to take my family, me, myself, a couple of kids, I want some snacks, what am I looking at?
It's going to be very reasonably priced. I mean, it's going to be $10 to $20 for a ticket. A lot of times they're going to do kids under, I think 12 or 13 are free.
Cool.
And then your average beer prices. It's not going to be like the ballpark where you're paying $8-10 a beer.
Maybe a food truck shows up
maybe.
here and there.
Yeah. All of our venues for the most part have their own concessions there, so you can get beer and your hot dog, pretzel type, nacho type deal. So
That's
we're
really
starting
good.
to-
I love the idea all the way through. When you came up with the idea, tell me about the moment when you went from thinking about it to making the first move. Like you started typing out some thoughts on a computer, you made a phone call. Tell me about that feeling. Were you sick to your stomach, or were you excited, or what were you?
It was one of those where I had a lunch meeting with the current GM in Kansas City, and my partner here, one of my partners with the league. He's my media manager, and another individual. And we were at lunch and we were discussing, what's out there, what we're seeing, and kind of the landscape. And we just sat there and said, there's got to be a better way, and we could easily make a better way. And I was just like, well, why not? Let's just do it. I don't see any reason why anything's holding us back in terms of putting out a product there and seeing what we can make of it. We just kind of went with it, took the ball and ran.
Next thing you know, you're putting together plans, you're contacting people. I don't know how you've branched out regionally. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. But you're putting together a logo. You're putting together a website. What is your website, by the way?
GPBLL.com.
Nice.
GPDLL.com.
Great Plains
Box Lacrosse League.
I got to write this down.
GPBLL.com.
GPBLL.com. Great Plains Box League Lacrosse.
Box Lacrosse League.
Yeah.
.com.
All right.
And so you put that together, and next thing you know, you're working on the design of a website, and you're starting to try to get some support in this whole thing. Have you put together anything before? Business, an event, anything?
Lemonade stand?
Yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Come on, anything?
It started at a young age when I was, slinging lemonade on the corner street there.
He was still 6'4", though.
Yeah.
He was 12 when he
Some
was
of my
6'4".
mom's baked goods. But no, I've been heavily involved in the sport since I started playing in high school in St. Louis, and then I have been the commissioner for the Show Me State Games there in Columbia for lacrosse.
So you're the commish.
Wow.
Probably 4 or 5 years now.
Nice.
But not along the lines of
running that tournament.
But launching a business or a major event, you've never done anything like that, and this is the first time you've ever done anything like this?
I guess so. In terms of the business, for sure, I hadn't set anything up and started my own company like this. So
wow,
this is it's definitely something new to me.
Do you run as an LLC?
Yes, yeah, we're an
I'm
LLC.
sorry, LLC, for those of us that don't. I mean, I know what it is, but tell other people what an LLC is.
Well, that's a limited liability company.
Thank you.
There you go.
Not everybody knows that.
Well, you do what you can.
I mean,
Or corporation.
got
Right.
it.
Although it doesn't file, an LLC doesn't file corporation taxes. So it
Exactly.
works differently. I work under an S corp, so which was recommended me in the beginning by an accountant, but otherwise that's about the limit of what I know.
Which
on
accountant?
that. Why? They're still not in jail. They're still
All right.
they're still fighting the charges.
Just checking.
Everything's fine.
All right, so do me a favor. Indulge me. Take your headset off for a second. Take your headset off for a second.
Why?
Just take it off for a second.
Clayton, are you worried about Tom being your father-in-law? Because we've all spent a lot of time around him. How nervous are you that he's going to be your father-in-law?
What's he saying?
Scared shitless.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm scared for you too.
I don't think so.
Have you had one of these like late night conversations with Tom where he imparts a lot of wisdom?
Actually, we have had one of those.
Because I've had a few of those where I get to be imparted.
Get to be imparted.
Yeah,
what the hell does that even
when
mean?
you impart
get to be
wisdom on
imparted?
me, I am being
Like
imparted.
like that night you walked back to the hotel room and Samantha's there and said, "What's wrong?" I was just imparted.
It feels that
You
way
look like
sometimes.
you've been imparted.
Sometimes it feels that way. I've been imparted.
Generally speaking, I don't know that Clayton has ever felt the full wrath of Tom Bradley and what an asshole. he
I'm
can
hoping
be.
he never has to.
I believe that
No,
too.
not asshole, but you're a wise man.
I can be an asshole.
I
can
mean,
be a grumpy old
I mean, if
bastard.
you want to admit it, that's fine. But I'm just saying it's intimidating to be anybody who's going to marry somebody that you love and have to deal with their parents. I mean, you're an imposing figure. You have a lot of wisdom. If you didn't know the history of the state of Missouri, you probably found it out because he's told me the state of Missouri history many times.
Can I explain a few things about that right now? I'd like to share some thoughts with you. For instance, we were around when California was not even a glimmer in President Thomas Jefferson's eyes.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of this podcast is because of those conversations. That's why this thing exists. Is because you and I would have beers or some sort of libation, and we would have long conversations, and we just decided to put cameras and mics on it.
That's it.
all
Now
this
listen,
is.
before we finish this thing out, Clayton Melrose, if you've been through us the whole time here, you know that he is my future son-in-law.
Excelsior. Clayton
changing
Excelsior
his
of
name.
Melrose.
And I think it's an amazing thing. I really do. I can't call myself a lacrosse fan. I have never been to a game.
Keyword.
But I love, you've got everything built into here that I truly love. There's violence. Thank you, Lord.
High scoring.
Team high scoring. There's weaponry. There are weapons of destruction. There's
Fights.
a ball going 70, 80, 90 miles an hour.
Right.
And a few fights in there as well. Have you ever got your ass beat on the lacrosse field?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I've definitely taken some hits. I've hit the floor. You know.
Did you ever get into it like a fisticuffs with somebody out there, like really going at it?
I mean, more of a pushing and shoving deal.
Have you ever been tossed from a game? That's what he wants to know. Have you ever been tossed? By the way, these are all questions that really aren't about lacrosse. They're about you and your character.
It's about marriage.
Just telling you right now how this works.
I see what's happening here.
Wait.
You got a question? What's your question? Well, Bad Roadie has a question.
Oh yeah, what is the nickname? So first of all, let me explain.
I don't know.
Let me explain to people who are new to knowing Tom Bradley and Tom Bowman together. Tom Bradley nicknames everything. Your cars, your motorcycle, your kids, your friends. Everybody has a nickname.
Yeah, sooner or later. Yeah.
At what point
Look here, big gender.
Thank you. And mine happened like it's supposed to. They're earned. Now you don't give yourself a nickname. My question is, at what point does Clayton Excelsior Melrose get an actual family nickname? Does he have to go down the aisle and say I do, or do you have one for him now?
I don't
or will
think,
it change after marriage?
I think it's always natural. I don't think it has to be some sort of a point that comes through like that at all. And so it's a good question. But, Clayton, do you have a nickname from your friends from either high school, college, or after?
Yeah, I have a nickname from my lacrosse career at Mizzou, Magic. Even when I was coaching, I was Coach Magic. So that kind of happened in terms of my very first game.
Magic
as a freshman,
Johnson or Magic Mike?
Yeah, I get that a lot, and
is that what you want from your son-in-law? For God's sakes!
I don't know what's going on here.
Holy
Everything
shit.
got weird, like the whole room started to spin.
Well, we could see. Remember when I did the bad transition? This was pretty freaking close.
When I asked, I didn't do it.
It was weird. It was like like Magic Mike and Magic Johnson, dude, where are you going? It's your son-in-law.
I said Magic Johnson. Wasn't he called that because he was amazing on the court?
On and off the court, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, very first game I had a hat trick.
Wait,
as a
the room's
freshman.
starting to get weird again.
And a hat trick means scoring 3 goals, and it was
that's right.
Kind of the way I scored, the manner in which I scored was kind of baffling to people in the way it was pretty scrappy.
Did you hide the ball? What did you do? What did you do how did you get the 3 goals that day?
I'm pretty sure I kicked one in.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure one deflected off me, and then the other one I had, it just kind of like bounced around. And
how is your nickname not Lucky, for God's sake? Not Magic, but Lucky. Lucky Clayton Melrose.
For some reason I'm liking Lucky better right now. No, we can't force it. It will come at some point.
But you're deflecting. Do you have an? Let me ask you.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Let me ask you differently. Clayton, don't listen. Do you have a nickname when he's not around and you're talking to Deb about it?
No, we don't have that. That doesn't exist, you know.
Sure.
You have friends that call you by your last name that call you Melrose, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that wouldn't work for me. That's weird. That's weird all the way.
See, I think of Melrose Place. I think of the 90s TV show with all the good-looking people at the low-rent place that should be 3 times the rent, but they're all figuring out how to live there.
Yeah.
I kind of like Melrose.
That's it's typically how anytime I have to give my last name, I'm just like the show after I say it.
Melrose
everybody
like
gets
place.
it, especially if they have to spell it, you know.
Do you know the Mayrose jingle from the St. Louis area?
No.
Mayrose, not Melrose. We'll talk about it sometime down the line.
The hell is Mayrose?
I'll share it with you sometime.
All right.
I will tell you that we've had a chance to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Probably the most we ever spent together was moving you into your current home.
Yeah.
Of which they remodeled. I saw the pictures.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
They did blood, sweat, and tears.
Did we bust our ass that weekend or what?
Yeah, that was a good weekend.
And I had some problems with my vehicle at the time, which is now long gone. But you came in and you're like, Tom, you got a problem with all your tires out there. In fact, I think 2 of them. And I walked out. I'm like, what are you talking about? I looked at them like, oh God, I've got some major problems going on with this vehicle. And then I had to spend the next morning working on that all morning long. That was a hell of a weekend. But I love your house.
Yep.
You're on State Line Road. Across from you is the state of Kansas.
Oh, I thought you were giving out his address, for God's sakes.
No.
I'm like, Jesus.
And who has a home in the neighborhood across from you?
Across from us? I mean, Pujols is not too far.
Yeah, there you go.
Down the way
I'm
here.
sorry, what's his name?
His name's Albert.
Oh, who does he
Albert Aloysius Pujols.
who does he play for now?
Albert Excelsior Pujols. He will always be a Cardinal, so that's what's most.
He can
important
always
where-
be a Cardinal,
where
but
he,
we're willing to rent him for a
So
little
let
while.
let me understand this now.
Los Dodgers,
He played and will go into the Hall of Fame as a St. Louis Cardinal.
as he should.
And then he spent the next 8 or 10 years for the Angels, the Angels.
Yeah, I guess.
and then as he's on the way out, like at a garage sale, the Dodgers pick him up.
yeah,
And you're claiming him now like, oh, jeez, this is the crap.
dude, I
that I
will
put
take sloppy thirds when it's Pujols. You only need him once in a while. You need him like 3 times a homestand. Listen. You trot him out when
Hey,
you really need
When
him.
it's Pujols, you mean that you'll let him take you.
Sure.
That's what it
Sure.
truly means.
Whatever you do with your Pujols is your business.
Wow.
Wow.
And I think I'm
but,
pretty sure that that's the end of our conversation.
Wow.
He just gave us our out.
By the way, as we head out, can I just remind everybody we had really bad video over the weekend, the bad roadie shot. But hey, guess what happened to Meat Palooza? We took second place. We lost by 1 point
Yeah.
to a professional restaurant of barbecue.
Congratulations
Thank
on that
you.
all the way around. Clayton Melrose and the Great Plains Box Lacrosse League, I wish you tremendous success. I think it's really ballsy to put it all together anyway. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to keep talking while the things
Yeah.
are going on. Don't go
Everything
anywhere.
else moves.
Stay tight.
Cheers.
This has been a podcast story. Tom or send us an email.